to Unmasked, the podcast that uncovers the thoughts, feelings, and voices of the BU community. I'm Lazowski.
And I'm Veronica Thompson. Every week, we go out and ask our peers a random, intriguing question and allow them to share their thoughts anonymously.
Our goal is to illuminate the wide variety of personalities and experiences within the student body. Thank you for joining us today.
Now let's turn it over to our field reporting segment and see what people had to say for this week's question. Hi, I'm Veronica Thompson.
And I'm Lazowski.
And we're at GSU today, and we were talking about the marsh seal. If you don't know, there's a superstition in BU culture, which is that if you walk over the marsh seal, which is located in the Marsh Plaza, that you won't graduate in 4 years. So today we're going to ask people what their superstitions are, if they have any.
Let's go.
Okay, one superstition I have is I used to dance, like growing up, like I used to do like performative dance, and before every performance to do well, I'd bite my hands like really hard, like leave teeth marks on my like the outside of my palm, because when I was little and I first started dancing, everyone had been doing it for a lot longer than I had, so like I wasn't super coordinated with what foot would go in front or like what foot would be like the front foot for like certain movements. So before I'd go across the floor in my classes, I would bite my hand really hard to remember which one it was. So then every time as I got older, like I went on stage, I'd bite the hand that I did the most footwork with, and that would just like kind of like comfort me into thinking I'd do well. I just have done that for like 11 years.
That's so interesting. Thank you for sharing.
So I'm a figure skater and I compete a lot. So a lot of times before my competition, my adrenaline gets up really high and it actually makes me super, super tired for skating. So I try to take like an hour nap before and also eat as much protein as possible and eat a banana. And I'm pretty sure after that I do pretty well after.
Do you feel like if you didn't do that routine before, that things would feel off?
So I've been actually starting to do that a lot more in the past year, and definitely I feel like if I don't do that, I'll feel like empty and missing out and really insecure. So, yeah.
Whenever I sneeze more than once in a row, it's because someone's talking or thinking about me.
Why would you come to that conclusion, though?
Because my mom told me that. It's a cultural thing, so it's kind of embedded into me.
I think I've heard about that before, yeah. Anybody else have anything?
Knocking on wood, but like everyone does that, I feel like.
Certain amount of times?
Twice. Always twice. Yeah. I also don't like stepping on cracks. Then I feel like I have to like even it out, like cracks on the road. Because it's supposed to like bring you bad luck.
What do you mean by even it out?
Then I make sure I don't step on any more cracks for like the rest of my walk.
Would anybody here ever walk on the marsh seal, yes or no, and why?
Oh, I walked on it.
You've walked on it?
Yeah.
How do you feel?
On accident. Unlucky, honestly. Feeling really unlucky.
Well, my superstition number one is I can only go 5 swipes of deodorant, like each side, you know? Anything more than that, like my day's ruined. I gotta take a shower, start over again. And then my second superstition that my buddy here also has, actually these two both have, is we gotta twist our tabs after we
Open your soda?
open my soda, yeah.
Just like that?
Well,
Yeah,
I actually
man.
just
No.
fully take the tab
What's
off.
the functional?
My brother does
What's
that.
the functional use of twisting?
Well, it started off with like a drinking game called the Game of Life, where like if you don't twist and someone catches you, you gotta like down the whole drink or whatever, you know. We're 21, don't worry.
And now it's just
Force a habit, I feel like.
Does it ever get in the way of your nose when the cap's up? Like,
Dude,
is that-
nah, it's like a nice lip feeling.
It feels
you know?
weird to do it like this, honestly. I can't drink like this. Yeah.
It feels good. Try it.
Oh, I
if I'm
also
with
I
other
don't split
people,
the
then they're gonna
pole
make me.
if I'm walking with someone. I'll either go to the
Oh,
like,
that's an
you
interesting
know,
one I've heard, yeah.
Yep.
Is that?
You don't do that?
No, I split the pole. It's not.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Don't split the
I
pole,
like
man.
taking the side road.
What are your superstitions?
It came up as of 2 days ago. I was like walking on the other side of a pole. And have you heard of that?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you split the pole.
Yeah, and then my friend's girlfriend, she's like 4'10". She yanked me and I literally like ate it. And she's like, no, like, do you hate me? I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, walk with me. And then now I like refuse to walk on the pole. Not even just like the superstition, but I'm just like, I was like, like the trauma. Like, I got like beat trauma. So like this morning walking to like FitRec, I literally had to like go side by side with my friend to walk into the gym and stuff.
Yeah.
I am a firm believer that only criminals are a cowardly and superstitious lot, and on account of the fact that I am not a criminal, I should not be cowardly nor superstitious. Actually,
But why are criminals cowardly and superstitious?
well, I mean, just think of any criminal, and they are by far cowardly or superstitious. I mean, it's like a known fact. Like seriously, just pick any of them. Like
Because they got caught?
no, because they thought they could get away with being caught, and they had to go through all these like hoops.
So some of my superstitions are knocking on wood whenever I don't want to drink something, and also writing the Japanese character for human on my hand before a presentation.
Why do you do that?
Oh, it's like a practice in Japan for like devouring humans. Basically, is like what it's saying, and it's like you're dominating over humans, so. It's to like
You're like dominating over the people.
Yeah, basically it's like to not be like scared and like yeah.
It's kind of like the picturing people in their underwear thing that people do before presentations.
Wait, what?
Have we not heard of that?
Wait, that's a good idea.
No, you like imagine everyone's like certain of your problem.
Yeah,
Like,
so
oh,
then
everyone
you're
else.
less scared. You're less scared. Would you walk over the Mars seal or not? And why?
100% I would walk over it. I don't think that it would stop anybody from graduating because I did that in undergrad a lot and I was fine.
Yes, because listen, my high school had the same thing, right? It was just kind of like, oh, it's like you won't graduate, right? And I walked over that thing every day. Like every day I walked over it because I was just kind of like, it was so crowded that I'd just be like, I'm not going to try and avoid it. And I still graduated. And I graduated with a lot of honors and cords and other cool stuff to put on my diploma. So I'd walk over it.
Thank you. How about you?
I wouldn't. Just personally, I don't want to like put anything into the world, you know. I don't want to bet against myself, so I'll take things as it goes and I'll just walk around it.
I fully believe in not stepping on the BU seal in front of Mars Chapel because I would like to graduate on time. When it's like snowy out and I can't see where the seal is, I will literally like walk like 20 feet from the general area where like I know the seal is.
Dedication.
I stepped on the seal.
You stepped on the seal?
I did step on the seal. I stepped on it my first semester by accident, and it was one of those moments where like you walk onto something, you notice, and you just kind of like back up slowly. But I didn't know about the whole like run to the door of Mars Chapel thing. So now we're gonna see if I graduate early? Question mark.
What's the run to the door? You can absolve it?
Yeah. So apparently, if you step on the seal, you have like 15 seconds to run to the door of Mars Chapel, touch it, and run back, and then it's like negated. But I didn't know about that, so hopefully
opening up. I didn't realize.
Yeah. Hopefully, I don't graduate late.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to walk over the BU seal. I'm not sure why, but people told me not to. It said I wouldn't graduate, so I decided just to not walk over it. And I kind of like cringe whenever I see somebody walk over it, but it's like, I don't know. I've just been told not to do it, so that's why.
I heard from somebody somewhere that if you step on it, you're not gonna graduate in 4 years. Not that I really believe in superstitions, but I don't really want to tempt fate. That's just me. You know, if it's real, that's great. If it's not real, all right, it's fine. Like I just don't want to know. I don't want to risk it. So.
What about the ghosts?
Yeah, same thing. Like I'm not gonna mess around with any Ouija boards or anything. Like I've seen enough horror movies to know not to mess around with that sort of thing.
I have not, and at my previous school we had a seal, and then it was specifically for girls that like if you were to step on it you would get pregnant like before you graduated.
What kind of school is this? Do you have any superstitions? If so, what are they?
Every single time me or someone else says knock on wood, I literally will go find a tree to go hit.
A literal tree?
Yeah.
It has to be a tree. So it can't be this.
Real wood.
It could be that. If there's nothing around, if I'm not outside.
Okay.
I'm terrified of being jinxed. Like, I always, like, knock on wood after I say something, or, like, throw some salt over my shoulder if I spill the salt. So, like, the little things like that. I don't know, I'd rather not let the universe jinx myself, and I'd rather just see where it goes.
You don't worry about where the salt is going after when you
Not really.
No. Just toss it in someone's eye and they're just burning.
It's not my problem anymore.
How does that work, though? You spill the salt?
If you spill salt,
and throw it?
yes, if you spill salt, it's like a sign of bad luck. So you have to pour some more salt and then throw it over your shoulder.
So you spill more salt.
Also a waste of salt.
Yeah, but it's salt. Like,
Kind of salty.
I feel like everyone has like a surplus of salt in their house anyway. Like the giant like kosher salt things that you just fill your salt.
The Morton salt.
Yes, everyone has that. It's not a waste. It's a surplus.
Yeah, no, I just hit the roof of the car every time you drive under a yellow light. Or like if you see somebody that's coming towards you and they have a headlight out, you like touch the roof of the car. I don't remember why it's a thing, it just is.
And you
I have
still do
no
it?
idea. I still do it.
Is it more like a habit rather
It's
than
more of a
like,
habit for sure.
So like if you didn't do it, would you feel like off?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm like, no, wait, I gotta fix it.
Okay.
I think that words have meaning, so you shouldn't put out bad energy because it'll come back to you. So if you say that you're gonna die, it could happen. So that's my superstition.
Anybody else?
I'm thinking of some like.
Does anybody know the marsh seal story?
No.
Like if you walk over.
I'm so scared.
I don't step on it.
I stepped on the side like so many times.
I also don't step.
I don't believe it.
I don't
You
step.
have some? You have one?
I have like one, yeah. Like I'll like knock on wood. I don't know why. I have like no other superstitions, but that
amount of times?
like yeah, like twice. Like,
Twice.
like that, yeah.
I believe in like evil eye and stuff. Like, yeah. I gifted some friends some evil eye. You have one? I have none on me right now though. I have a hand of Fatima that I normally wear. I just took it off.
What is it?
It's like the hand of Fatima. It's like has the evil eye in the middle. Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So my mom always told me that you can't leave like your shoe like flipped over, or else something bad is gonna happen to your mother. So.
Really?
Anybody else got something? Well, would any of you walk over the marsh seal?
Oh, I know. You know?
Why?
The reason why? Because of what everybody
So
said.
you believe in it?
I mean, just in case. Just in case.
You have walked over it?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I mean,
Like, do you
like
care?
I did it, and then everybody started screaming at me from across the thing, and I was just confused. And I looked down, and then
Oh,
they
you didn't
explained to me
know.
after. No, I didn't know. But I didn't care anyway, so.
The one time I walked on a marsh seal, like I got a bad grade on a test, like right after, so I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, so I'm just so superstitious that I actually cannot share them. So just try and guess them, I guess.
Wow. The mystery. Thank you. Anybody else?
I can't have someone walk over me.
Walk over you?
Yeah. Then you have to walk back over.
What do you mean?
Like if I'm lying down on a bed and someone like wants to get across, like if they go over me, they have to go back over.
How often is this happening?
I don't know. It just happens.
Many times, clearly.
Well, okay. For those of you who don't have one, would you or would you not walk over the marsh seal? The BU seal in marsh.
Okay, can I say something?
Oh, never.
It really pisses me off when people do, because it's like you're just trying to make a point. Like, it's so easy to just walk around it. Like, why do you actually have to step on it? Like, just, it's just, you know? Yeah,
It's pick me energy.
Not to be pick me, but I've stepped on it. Like I just
On purpose? You're
no,
just,
like
like,
I just
fucking-
like have, and I like didn't think twice about it.
I will share that my brother stepped on it and he graduated in 3 years.
Oh, he graduated early.
He outdid the system.
Okay, number one, if I'm laying down on the ground, I don't let someone like step over me. And if they step over me, what do you believe this one too?
No, we heard this from someone, and they said laying on their bed, and we were like, how often does that happen?
Wait, but who steps over anyone else laying on a bed?
Why we were confused.
Wait, sorry, are we getting sidetracked?
Okay.
Oh, no, but but my superstition isn't like that. Like, if I was laying on a bed and someone, like, rolled over me to get off of the bed, then I wouldn't be superstitious about that. But if I'm, like, it has to be, like, if you step over me, I need you to step back over me to undo it. But honestly, I don't even really believe it. I just kind of, like, my friend has always done that. Exactly.
How about you?
I have a BU superstition. I will not use the back, like any stairs along the back of CIS. Like going up and down, I will not.
Is that just a you thing?
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like something bad will happen if I do, and I will never try.
Okay.
I personally don't have any superstitions, and I think that people that do are dumb.
Would any of you walk over the marsh seal?
Yes, and I have. I have.
I haven't. Just in case.
We
had this conversation last night.
I walked over.
I feel like it's more tradition than superstition, though. It's just like you don't do it. Not because I think I won't graduate, but because you just don't. Yeah, it's a culture thing.
Yeah, I agree.
What are your thoughts on superstitions?
I honestly really don't believe in them. I feel like it's just kind of a lot of made up stuff.
Would you walk over the marsh seal?
Yeah, honestly, I think I would.
Okay.
When I talk shit about people, I always end with, I really hope that they're doing well. Like, I wish them nothing but the best.
Do you feel like if you didn't end it with that things would be off?
Yes, I feel like it's karmically bad for me to talk shit and not end it with, but I hope they're well. Yeah.
Karmically. Yeah.
Like
karma.
What does that mean?
Like karma.
What goes around? It's like what goes around comes around.
Yeah. Like if you put out negative energy, you're going to get it back and vice versa.
I can say whatever I want. I gotta use that now.
What are your superstitions? Would you ever walk over the marsh seal?
I've already walked over the marsh seal on the first week of freshman year. I walked over it, and I was just like on my phone, and I was like, oh, sorry, can I?
You're good.
I was like, oh shit. I was like, I'm not even a week into freshman year. I'm already not going to graduate. Like, how screwed over could I like make myself? But nobody saw, because normally people yell at you when you do that. I think I've seen people get yelled at.
Does it matter if people saw?
I mean, well, if I can keep it to myself, maybe like if nobody knows, then like if I don't speak it into the world, which I'm doing right now, so I've just sealed my curse. But like, if I
seal,
that was a good one.
If I like don't tell people, then they don't know I'm not going to graduate, and therefore I will graduate. Because like,
okay,
that's a really horrible way to say that.
I guess. What are your superstitions, if you have any?
I have also walked over the marsh seal, but you can only, I would do it again, but like, I'd have to be in the right frame of mind to walk over. Like, some days you're feeling really fragile, and you don't need that, like, bad juju in your life. Okay. So, you know, if I'm feeling really good about myself, things are going well, I would totally step on that seal again. Like...
We're debriefing after the episode. I think this was a really good episode. We got some interesting superstitions that I'd never heard of, and so it was cool to learn about people's beliefs and where they come from. And now we're going to answer the question for ourselves. So for me, I generally don't subscribe to superstitions, but if I'm with people who have them, I definitely will always respect their beliefs because it doesn't matter to me either way. So for example, my mom believes that you can't put your bed where the head of the bed is or like the foot of the bed is facing the door, because then you can be grabbed by your ankles out of the door by like a demon. So I respect that belief when I'm living under her roof. And then my roommate believes that you can't have a mirror facing your bed because, again, the demon thing. So we had a mirror on our door in our room last semester, and we would always keep it open so that the mirror wasn't facing her bed, and I would always make sure to do that if it was up to me, because I respect the belief. But if I were living alone and that was the case, I wouldn't care. Would I walk over the marsh seal? I have, and I don't believe in the superstition. Even if I did, I don't know if I would really, care, if that makes sense. Yeah.
So I don't technically have any superstitions according to popular belief, but I am sensitive to a few things. One in particular is when I sit down at like a dining hall table and I'm alone or whether I'm sitting with people, the plates of food like have to be like in front of me, like ready to be eaten, obviously, and the drinks have to all be together on the right. And if I get water, normally I get like 2 glasses of water and tea. It has to go water, and then tea on the right. And it's always on the right side, because if I put it on the left, then I'm afraid I'll like swipe it off and it'll fall off the table when I'm leaving the table. That's a fun little sensitivity thing. Always when I'm leaving the table, the chairs have to be pushed in.
Oh, that's
straight.
just common decency
That is
for the
common
workers.
decency, but a lot of people don't do it. And then one last thing is I play tennis, and there are a lot of superstitions, quote unquote, in association with tennis. But I think it's more the fact that like you have a routine when you're playing the sport. Like you need to step up to the line. Your foot has to be like exactly like an inch away. You have to bounce the ball a certain amount of times. You have to like get into a zone. I think it's more of a routine rather than a superstition. So yeah.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Unmasked, presented by Boston University's independent student newspaper, The Daily Free Press. Make sure to tune in every Wednesday.
You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. To hear previous episodes of Unmasked, visit dfpress.co/listen for our podcast archive.
Until we meet again,
goodbye.
That's your fault.
Okay. Do you want to start in Starbucks corner?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, should we? They're leaving. These people. Hello, excuse us. Hi, we're doing a podcast called Unmasked with the Daily Free Press.
Humorous interaction that we just had right now. That was perfect.
Exactly.
But we can't keep a recording if we don't get people's consent. Yeah.
But I already agreed.
No, listen. That is exactly what happens every single time. Is that like we come in and oh my god, the recording will be so perfect every single time earlier, but we have to ask.
We have to ask first.
We have to. Okay, continue. Sorry.
All right, yeah, don't worry.
Ethics.
Okay,
you ready?
Yeah, okay.
We're recording now.
Sorry. Where's that from?
No, you're interrupting.
Is this an ad for Open Kitchen?
Yeah, let's do it.
Sponsored by Open Kitchen.
When you're walking,
like attached to the hip with someone, right?
Like through a crosswalk and someone splits you, I hate that.
I like being the
superstition. It's just like
feels more powerful.
Well, like splitting two people. Then
Yeah, it feels so powerful, man.
get out of my way.
Just walking a boom.
Yeah, especially when they're holding hands and you're like, yeah, fuck you guys.
Karate chop.
Episodes come out
This
every
episode sponsored by Open Kitchen.
Let's go.
We gotta go back to those the people.
Let's go back to
Pinky?
and then we'll go back.
That sounds like a derogatory term.
No, it's not.
Pink jacket.
It's actually a sign of respect.
Okay. Hi.
So that we release episodes every
Wednesday.
Oh my god, hold on.
It's fine, we'll cut it. You're good.
I was eating a tater tot.
You go with the culture.
Yeah.
Tradition.
I'm not superstitious. I'm a little bit stitious now.
Stitious.
A little bit stoned.
On a pragmatic level, probably nothing will happen to me if I walk over the seal or if like someone steps over me. But at the same time, like, why not take that? Oh, that was bad luck.
If you drop your phone.
If you drop your phone, you have to pick it back up. That's my superstition.